Okay, so welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. So in today's video, I'm just going to be explaining to you guys how to build a 3-tier planter stand or herb stand. So let me get the camera flipped around and show you what we got going on here today. So this is what we got going on today. So this is a 3-tier planter stand. It's good for like small spaces, like if you got a porch or something, you can slide this up against the wall and it'll be out of the way for the most part. I only think it is from the longest 36 inches wide and 36 inches tall. So we're going to cut to the video to how we get these cross members right now. All right, so the material you're going to need, you're going to need you're going to need two 2x4s, at least 48 inches long. You're going to need two 2x4s that is at least 32 inches long. And then you're going to need 4 that is at least 20 inches long. So once you get those 2x4s together, what you're going to want to do on the right side, guys, you want to put you a 35-degree angle on all these boards that you just got together. You should have 8 boards total. I only have 3 because it's only 3 parts pretty much. You're just duplicating the smaller one for 2 shelves. So for the most part, you're just going to need 3 parts for the legs. So on your 48 one, guys, we're going to go ahead and get the numbers. And these are going to be for hooking the right side that we just cut that 35 degrees angle on, and then we're just going to flip it up edgeways like this. And then these are going to be your half lap numbers here. You're going to need 3 5/8, 7 1/2, 17 1/2, 21 5/16, 30 3/4, and 34 3/4. And then your whole length board is going to be cut at 43 1/2, and that's going to be from long point to short point on a 35-degree angle over here on this end as well. So once you get that cut, guys, we're going to go ahead and put our angles on these. So our angles on these half lap cuts, the numbers that I just gave you, is going to be on a 20-degree angle. Let me grab my speed square and we'll hop back. So on these half laps right here, the way you want to position these, you want these half laps to be going the opposite direction of this 35 degree. And how you know that you're going correct is you want to keep it the same as this 20-degree angle. So you want to put it here, and you want to put this on a 20 degrees like that. As you can see, it matches this. So you want to do that all the way down on those half lap numbers. I'm not going to do it, guys, because I'm going to use a miter saw, and I don't need to do this. If you're going to be cutting this on a regular saw like that, then you'll have to put these angles on here. So that's going to be for the 48-inch boards, the numbers to get those half lap cutouts. And if you don't know what half lap is, guys, so this is what half lap is. It's where it recesses in each other. So you can sandwich it in there and then screw it all together. So our next board, you're going to hook the 35-degree angle that you got, and then your first half flap number is going to be 17 3/8, 21 3/16, and then your cutoff is going to be at 30 3/8, and that's going to be long to short on a 35-degree angle. And then you want to cut this little tip 1 inch and then cut that on a 20 degrees. And then you want to cut these on a 20 degree following this curvature here. So that's your 32s. So this one here is your 20s. So on your 20s, you're going to need 4 of these guys. Hooked long point. Your first number for your half flap is going to be 3 5/8, 7 1/2, and your cutoff is going to be 16 5/8 to the short point on a 35-degree angle. Then you want to pull from this point 1 inch back and put a 20-degree angle here, guys. So once you got these guys cut, we're going to assemble it. Okay, so once you get your boards cut down, all your boards, for the sake of the video, guys, I've already put one of these together, one of the legs together. So this is the time before you put this together. You want to, if you're going to paint it or whatever you're going to do to it, go ahead and do that to it now, guys, instead of waiting to do it after you put it together. I recommend go ahead, and if you're going to paint it, go ahead and paint it. I painted this one this color just because I had this paint color lying around. So, and this is actually going underneath my front porch, and it actually, my rugs have this kind of color to it. So that's why I painted it that color. So to put these together, what you're going to do, so this is your 48. So your 48 is going to, you're going to mount your 32 in the center, guys, of the 48 with both of the long points. So the ones that got nipped off, those are going to be facing upwards. That's going to be the top, and the ones with the full 35-degree angle is going to the bottom. These will be the feet, guys. So we're just going to knock that together. And what I've done also, guys, before I drilled my screws in, I have a, let me find it. I have a countersink. So what I do with this, I just countersunk me 5 holes in this board right here. I just countersunk that, and then I just drilled my screw into it. I'm only going to be using these wood drywall screws. So I'm only going to be using these. These are going to be underneath my porch, so that'll be fine. I may swap them out later on with some exterior screws, but these are all I have right now. So if this is going to be outside in the elements, guys, put exterior screws in your legs, and you want them to be 1 1/4 inch, no longer than that. And I'm gonna touch this up afterwards, guys, with some paint. All right, there you go. Another set of legs. So next we're going to get our boxes. I'm just going to be using this plywood back here, guys. This 48 inch. I'm just going to rip me some strips. So let me get that set up, and then I'll give you the numbers on that as well. All right, so with this plywood, I'm just gonna rip this. This is a factory edge right here, guys. I'm just gonna rip this down on a, actually I'm not gonna do it like that. I'm gonna do it like this. My boxes are 7.5 in the dimension on the front and the back, but the way I do it, I let one side overlap the other. So I'm gonna show you how I'm doing that. So I'm just going to scribe a mark 7.5 onto the plywood. Like that right there, guys. And now I'm going to set my skill saw. If you see right here, there is a little tick mark right here in the saw. So I'm going to line this tick mark up with this 30 degree mark here. I hope y'all can see that. So it says 30 right here, but there's a tick mark up here. So I'm going to line that up with this, and that's going to give me this 30-degree bevel. You can do this with a table saw as well, guys. Slider board. See, there's one right there, guys. Just flew right into me. I don't think they like the sound of the skill saw, guys. Alright, slide that way. Alright, so we got that one cut. Be careful using a skill saw, guys, because doing them angles like that, it wanted to kind of wedge the plywood, cutting it the degree that way. But I'm trying to just be able to flip this board and get the max out of this wood. That's why I didn't do it on the front edge. So that's our 6.5. So that's one side. So now I'm just going to flip this. I'm going to use the other side because it's already got the 30-degree bevel on it. But this piece, instead of cutting it 7.5, I'm going to cut it 6 3/4. And this is going to cut square. So I'm just going to take my saw and put it back at 0. I still have my jig on the other side. That's why it's so hard to maneuver on this fire barrel. For my jig, for my hexagon shelving, guys. Let's cut it from this way. Yeah, we good there. All right, so that's the other side. So how these are going to set up, just go over here. I already have one cut, guys, but the 7.5 goes in with the angle facing down, long point to the back, just like that right there, guys. And then your 6 3/4 goes in with the long point facing down as well, just like that. And then I'll come back and I'll screw this in, because it is kind of flimsy, so I like to put a couple of screws down here. And I will pre-drill some drain holes as well. So that's how I got that. 7.5 to the long point on the 30, and then 6 3/4 on the long point on the 30 to square here. 6 3/4, 7.5, guys. I hope that's easy to. I'm trying to be as easy to follow as possible. So let's cut our last one, and then I'll show you how I get these side caps. So I was just showing you how they was going to seat down in here, and I just was checking to make sure the long points of the wood is matching, and it's matching perfect, guys. As you can see, the 7.5 here, so that goes to the back, and the 6 3/4 is here, and it matches perfect with that 30-degree as well. So now we're going to just take these over back to my little contraption saw barrel and get it screwed together. So as you can see, I done got this one screwed together just like this, guys, and I just put a couple screws down in here just to hold it. I will, once everything's said and done and mounted, I am going to pre-drill me some holes. Probably I'm going to use probably a 3/4 inch bit to drill through here, to drill some holes for some watering holes so it can drain, or drainage holes. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah, drainage holes in there. But that's how this one looks, guys, after we get it screwed together. So let me get the rest of them screwed in, and then we'll get the side caps. All right, so I got my little one of my end caps cut. This is just a template or template. So what I'm going to do, these boxes are just sitting here, guys. It ain't nothing screwed in. So I'm just going to divide this up so this piece sits flush with the outer edge of the leg. So we're going to get that handled and get this thing screwed in, guys, so we can get it stable. So I got the boxes all mounted into the frame, and this is what it looks like so far, guys. That's the other one already done. So I forgot to show you guys, but this little, it looks like a Superman emblem is what it looks like. But all I did, guys, is take like a little scrap piece of plywood, and before I mounted this side to the boxes, this leg to the boxes, I just put my plywood here and I lined it up here, guys, like that. But it was a bigger piece that went from this point to this point, and then I just went on the back side and scribed me a mark, and this is what I wound it up with, and I cut it out. So now I'm just going to use this as a template and mass produce these edges. So that's how I got this, guys, is just before I put the boxes on, I just stuck a piece of plywood there and left it long, and then I just put me a tick mark here and here, and then I just created this little side cap. So that's how I did that. So make sure you do this before you put your boxes on and screw them in. So we're just going to duplicate this onto this piece of plywood, and then we'll get that done, and then I'll show you how it looks after I torch the trays. Okay, so we got the planter, 3-tier planter done, guys. So this is how it winded up looking after I burned it, put all the side caps on it. But yeah, I already got some plants in here in this bad boy, and I got some jalapenos here. I got to finish putting some soil. I just put some grass clippings in here, guys, to help, like, for drainage, because I did pre-drill some holes in here for drainage. So need to get some more soil in here. As you can remember, hopefully, like I said, mid part of this video, there is a kind of a weird cut because some of my my files got corrupt, so I had to clip in some stuff to make it look like it wasn't a weird cut. But yeah, so you're gonna need 248s, 232s, 4 20s, 6 of these end caps, And then if you remember, your back piece is going to be 7.5, and then that'll drop in, and then this will sit on top of it. This one will be 6 3/4, and both of these are going to cut on a 30-degree bevel. You can cut this the width that you want, guys. This is 48 inches. You cut it 24, as long as you keep it 7.5 and 6 3/4 on that 30-degree bevel. I like just putting it on a bevel because, as you can see, I can lock everything in right here and screw it all down, and it ain't all floppy. Like I said, I put pre-drilled some drain holes in here, but this is how it winded up, guys. And if you made it this far in the video, evidently you like the video, so go ahead and hit the like button for me, subscribe to the channel, and turn on that bell notification, because we are going to be building a wire wheel garden bed in our next video, guys. And then we're going to be putting some more center blocks here to rise this up a little bit, or raise it up a little bit, so I don't have to do any bending. I want to get this at least waist high, but this is going to be probably a minute until this dies off and I pluck all this. These are carrots, zucchini, squash. I did have my jalapenos here, guys, but for some reason they wasn't doing that well here, so I transplanted them over here. So hopefully they'll do a little bit better here. But yeah, stay tuned, and I will see you guys in the next video.